Jake, did you bring the notes for today's episode?
Yes, Lily. I brought the notes for today's episode.
Are you feeling okay?
Yes, I am feeling okay.
You sound like a computer program.
I am demonstrating a very common communication problem.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Everyday English Learning. Real conversations for everyday confidence.
Hi there. I'm Jake.
And I'm Lily. Today, we are saving you from sounding like a friendly robot.
Exactly. When you asked if I brought the notes, I repeated every single word you said.
It is a natural habit when you are learning a language. You want to show that you understood the question.
In real conversations, repeating everything takes too much energy. Today, we are looking at 3 powerful verbs: be, do, and have.
These 3 words are the secret to speaking naturally. They help you answer questions smoothly without freezing.
You do not need to catch every word today. Just follow the main idea and let the conversation flow.
By the end of this conversation, you will have simple, natural sentence patterns to use in real life.
We will also slow down later for meaning moments to practice the exact phrasing.
It is amazing how much pressure disappears when you stop trying to build a long, complicated sentence in your head.
But if you do not repeat the whole sentence, what are you actually supposed to say instead?
You asked earlier what you are supposed to say when you do not repeat the whole sentence.
Exactly. Because if you asked me if I brought the notes, and I just said yes, that feels too short.
It can feel a little blunt. That is why many English learners try to repeat the whole question.
It feels safe. You want to prove that you heard the question, understood the grammar, and know the vocabulary.
But think about how that feels in a busy real-life meeting. Someone looks at you and asks, "Did you finish the quarterly report?"
And you take a breath and reply, "Yes, I finished the quarterly report." By the time you say it, the conversation has lost its natural rhythm.
Right. Repeating every single word requires too much mental effort. It creates something called heavy lifting in spoken English.
Heavy lifting usually means hard physical work, like carrying a huge box of books up the stairs.
Yes, and in conversation, it means doing more work than necessary. Repeating full sentences is heavy lifting for your brain.
That is very accurate. When you are translating and building a long, perfect sentence, you are carrying a heavy box of words.
Exactly. Fluent speakers drop the heavy box. They let small verbs do the hard work instead.
You mean the 3 verbs we mentioned? Be, do, and have?
Yes, they act like little mirrors. They reflect the main idea back to the speaker quickly, without repeating the long details.
So if a coworker asks, "Did you finish the report?" I do not need the word finish or the word report in my answer.
You only need the mirror. You just smile and say, "Yes, I did."
Okay, that sounds much lighter. But wait, I see a very practical problem here.
What is the problem?
Real conversations move fast. People ask questions using are, do, have, did, is, and were, all mixed together.
That is true. Those tiny words often fly by very quickly when people speak naturally.
So, how am I supposed to catch the correct mirror word before the other person simply stops listening?
You do not need to catch the whole sentence. You only need to hear the first word.
The first word of the question?
Yes. The first word of a basic yes or no question is usually your mirror. Think of it as the launch word.
Let me test that. Last week, I was at a networking event.
Set the scene for me.
I was standing near the door, holding a very small plate of cheese. A manager walked up and asked, Have you seen the new budget proposal?
That is a standard, fast question. How did you answer?
I wanted to sound capable. I said, yes, I have seen the new budget proposal, and I reviewed it this morning.
How did the manager react?
By the time I finished, he was looking across the room. The conversation completely lost its energy.
You handed him a heavy box of words. Let us try the mirror strategy instead.
Okay, ask me the question again.
Have you seen the new budget proposal?
The launch word is have. So I just say, yes, I have.
Exactly. Or, no, I haven't.
That feels almost too short. If I just say, yes, I have, I feel like I am blocking the conversation.
That is a common fear, but the short answer does not end the conversation. It creates space for real details.
Oh, I drop the heavy box quickly, and then I have enough breath to add something interesting.
Right. Let us build a useful pattern. You start with the mirror, and then you add one short detail.
So I could say, yes, I have. The numbers look surprisingly good.
Perfect. Another natural variation is, no, I haven't. Could you send me a copy?
That feels completely different. I am not proving my grammar anymore. I am just talking to the person in front of me.
You are keeping the rhythm alive. This frame works for most questions. Did they reply becomes yes, they did.
I love this rule. Mirror the first word. Do you need help becomes no, I don't. Are you ready becomes yes, I am.
It covers a huge percentage of daily questions.
Wait, what if the person asks, where did you put the report? The first word is where. The mirror rule just broke.
You are completely right. That is where the mirror rule breaks.
I knew it. If someone asks, where did you put the report? And I say, yes, I did, they will look confused.
That would be a very strange meeting. The mirror strategy only works well for yes or no questions.
Okay, so what happens with all the other questions? The ones starting with who, what, where, when, and why?
Those are information questions. But you still do not need to pick up the heavy box.
Because my instinct is to build a full sentence again. I would say, I put the report on your desk.
That is safe, but it is heavy lifting. Fluent speakers use a shortcut called targeting.
Targeting?
You target the specific missing information, and you leave all the other words behind.
So for, where did you put the report? The target is just the location.
Exactly. You simply smile and say, on your desk.
That is incredibly short. When does the meeting start becomes at 3.
Right. You give the listener exactly what they requested, without making them wait for the point.
I hear that, but I see a real limitation here, especially with managers.
Tell me what you are thinking.
Sometimes a short answer sounds rude. If a manager asks, why is the project delayed? And I just say, the software crashed, it feels too blunt.
That is an excellent distinction. When a question asks why, a short answer can sound defensive.
Exactly. It sounds like I am trying to escape the conversation too quickly.
To fix that, you target the answer, but add a cushion. You provide one forward-looking detail.
Like, the software crashed, but the team is fixing it now.
Perfect. You kept the tone warm and responsible without repeating the question.
So we have mirror verbs for yes or no questions and targeted details for information questions.
Both tools save you from translating long sentences under pressure. Let us build a practical toolkit.
Good idea. Let us run a stress test with a few difficult workplace scenarios right now.
I love a stress test. Let us use a simple 3-step framework. Listen, choose, and cushion.
Okay, I listen for the first word. I choose a mirror or a target. Then I add a cushion detail.
Exactly. Here is your first workplace scenario. A manager walks over and asks, "Were you planning to call the client today?"
The launch word is were. That is a yes or no question, so I use a mirror.
Right. What is your full answer?
Yes, I was. I will call them right after lunch.
Perfect. You answered the core question instantly, and the cushion detail proved you are organized.
That feels much safer than picking up the heavy box and saying, "Yes, I was planning to call the client today."
It sounds much more confident. Let us try an information question. When are we receiving the new data?
The launch word is when, so I target the time. On Thursday.
That works, but it feels a little blunt without the cushion.
Oh, right. Let me try again. On Thursday, the team is just running the final numbers.
Excellent. That sounds warm and professional.
I see how this works. But what if I genuinely do not know the answer?
That is the ultimate stress test. What do you usually say?
Usually, I panic and start talking in circles.
You mirror the truth and cushion with action. You say, "No, I don't, but I will check for you."
I like that. No, I don't is the mirror. I will check is the forward-looking cushion.
Now I have a challenge for you. I will ask a question.
Answer out loud using a mirror and one cushion detail.
Here is the question. Did you review the document?
Take a moment to try your answer right now.
If you said something like, "Yes, I did. It looks great. You are doing perfectly."
This toolkit is incredibly practical, but I definitely need to practice the exact pronunciation and rhythm before I try these at work.
Let us slow down for today's meaning moments.
I definitely need this review. We covered a lot of ground today.
We will start with a phrase from our first rule, heavy lifting.
I imagined carrying a huge box of words up the stairs.
Exactly. In conversation, heavy lifting means doing more mental work than necessary.
Like translating every single word before you speak.
Right. Repeat, heavy lifting.
Heavy lifting.
Our next word is blunt.
I worried that a short answer would sound blunt or rude.
Blunt means very direct. Sometimes it is so direct that it feels impolite.
Because it lacks warmth.
Exactly. Repeat, blunt.
Blunt.
To fix a blunt answer, we used our third word, a cushion.
A cushion detail softens the short answer.
Yes, it adds one forward-looking piece of information to show you are engaged.
I see. Repeat, cushion.
Wait, I am supposed to give the formal repetition instruction.
Sorry, I was just excited to practice.
That is okay. Let us move into say it better.
This is where we upgrade a basic sentence.
Here is the basic sentence. Yes, I brought the notes for the meeting.
That is safe, but it is heavy lifting.
A stronger version drops the heavy box and adds a cushion. Yes, I did. I have them right here.
Much lighter. Yes, I did. I have them right here.
Let us try an information question. The basic answer is, because the software crashed.
That sounds defensive, like I am trying to escape the conversation.
A stronger version targets the answer and cushions with action. The software crashed, but the team is fixing it.
That sounds much more professional. The software crashed, but the team is fixing it.
Now it is time for a quick practice challenge.
I am ready. What is the challenge?
I will ask a question. I want you to answer with a mirror and your own cushion detail.
Give me an example first.
If I ask, "Did you send the email?" you could say, "Yes, I did." It went out this morning.
Okay, I understand the pattern.
Now it is your turn. Answer out loud. Did you send the email?
Take a quick second to try that right now.
If you added a short, useful detail after, "Yes, I did," you used the tool perfectly.
I actually feel ready to try this at my next meeting.
You survived the stress test. Do you still feel like you need to carry a heavy box of words to your next meeting?
Not at all. I am going to drop the heavy box, look for the launch word, and just use a mirror.
Exactly. Be, do, and have are your best friends for yes or no questions.
And for information questions, I will target the exact answer instead of repeating everything.
It completely changes how you feel in a conversation. You stop trying to prove your grammar and you start actually connecting with the person.
And the cushion detail keeps the tone warm. It stops the short answer from sounding blunt.
That is your small action for this week. When someone asks you a question, do not panic about building a perfect long sentence. Just listen for the very first word.
Catch the launch word and let the small verbs do the heavy lifting for you.
I have a quick challenge for you in the comments. Answer this question using a mirror and one cushion detail. Are you practicing English today?
I love reading those examples. If this conversation helped you feel a little more confident, please like the episode and subscribe so you never miss a new practice session.
Fluency is not about how many words you can carry. It is about how easily you can pass them back.
That is a great rule to remember. Thank you for spending time with us here at Everyday English Learning.
I'm Lily.
And I'm Jake.
We will see you in the next conversation.
Drop the heavy box and have a great week.